Hitchin's Elizabeth Impey became one of the more militant suffragettes, leading her to be jailed in Holloway Prison.
She went away in 1907. She went on she just went on a march in London, and the women were trying to get into Parliament to talk to the Prime Minister and to the MPs. Police knew they were trying to do that and were trying to stop them, turning them away. And then in the evening, she was in Parliament Square just walking abreast with two other women, so three women linked arm in arm, and a policeman asked them to kind of move out of his way and to de-link their arms, and they refused. And so she was arrested for kind of disorderly conduct and getting in the way of policemen. She thought she was going to be fine. She really thought of it at the beginning as like a little holiday, but actually she soon realised that it was going to be quite hard. And she said, prison life has a very crushing effect. Everything is done to crush the spirit out of one. And I think it was mainly because of the time she had to spend alone in the cell. And there was nothing in this cell apart from an 1.5 inch deep straw mattress and a straw pillow, and that was it. And she wasn't allowed books or any work in the cell. And so it was just the sense of the solitude, being alone in this tiny room with an hour a day where you walked around the outside yard, but that was it. The suffragettes wanted to make a point of being in prison. They were all offered the choice of being fined or going to prison. So Elizabeth Impey had the choice of a 20-shilling fine or 14 days in prison. But they chose the prison, even though it was a very unpleasant experience for them all. The idea was really to break people's spirit, I think. And as far as one can see, the suffragettes obviously felt so strongly that their spirits weren't broken. It actually made them mentally stronger, even if physically it made them weaker. I mean, in some ways, I won't say she was fortunate, but this was 1907. Force feeding hadn't started at that time, so Elizabeth Impey managed to avoid or was never in prison during the time that women was force fed. Force feeding was introduced because in 1909 one of the suffragettes decided to go on hunger strike, and the government did not want a suffragette to die and become a martyr to their cause. And so rather than let that happen, they actually forcibly fed the women, held them down, pushed a tube down their throat. It was incredibly painful.